From your perspective, what are the most common causes of falls in older adults?
A lot of the causes of falls I see are people tripping over or overreaching, but I do also see quite a few people have fallen due to their blood pressure. Most of the falls could have been prevented by wearing supportive footwear or removing rugs or staying well hydrated.
What are the long-term risks of a fall if not properly addressed or prevented?
People often think the biggest issues with their falls is bothering their families or their carers, but there are huge risks associated with falls. There are the obvious ones, such as fracturing a bone, but if you're unable to get up from the floor, then you can develop pressure ulcers or suffer dehydration, as well as developing a fear of falling, causing people to become bedbound. Other long-term risks include immobility, by which I mean people stop doing the things that they would normally do, such as going out with family and friends, or showering, or walking to the toilet. So falls have such a wide impact on someone's life. They can lead to social isolation and self-neglect, all of which can be addressed by keeping active for as long as possible.
And what are some key things carers or families should look out for in the home that might increase fall risk?
So I would say making sure someone is wearing good supportive slippers. If their feet swell, getting ones with Velcro on the top or around the heel, that can be a really easy thing to help prevent falls. Other things is looking at the furniture. So we see quite a few people who have slipped off the edge of the bed due to it being too high, or slipped out of the chair as it's too big or small for them, so they can't relax properly. But there are many causes of falls in the environment, which is why having a comprehensive falls assessment can be really helpful in highlighting any risks and helping to prevent further falls.
How important is the environment in the home in preventing falls, and what are some simple changes that can make a big difference?
So a cluttered environment can be a really big risk, so ensuring carpets are well fitted and that there are no rugs, as well as checking the thresholds between different floorings are smooth, as you can catch your toes or Zimmer frames on them. Also looking out at the layout of the home, as change is difficult for lots of people, so discussing how someone can remain in their own home safely for as long as possible can be really helpful for managing expectations. There are some simple things you can do, like having a commode or urine bottles for men in the bedroom so that they don't have to navigate getting to the toilet in the dark, or getting a second banister rail on the stairs, or even simply just moving some of the furniture so that there's space to walk around easily.
What kind of exercises or movements can help to improve balance and strength for people in home care?
So as you age, your goals become slightly different. You exercise to maintain the status quo rather than trying to make vast improvements in ability. So if you think about any stage of your life, if you were able to run as fast at 40 as you were at 20, you would be really proud of yourself. So the same goes for an older adult. Being able to achieve what they could at 70 when they're 90 is still a success when it comes to physiotherapy. But I've got two favourite exercises that I like to give to nearly everyone I see. One of them is standing on one leg at the kitchen worktop, starting off with two hands for support, then slowly reducing the support and increasing the length of time. There was a campaign in 2023 called the Flamingo Challenge, which highlighted the importance of strength and balance. The study showed that in the over 80s, the average amount of time they could stand on one leg was 5 seconds, and people in their 70s could stand for around about 18 seconds, and those in their 60s lasted about 30 seconds. So there's some good targets to aim for. The other exercise I like to give is standing up and sitting back down. I recommend doing this every 20 to 30 minutes in the ad breaks if you're watching TV, and as it's really good for helping to keep you strong. Other exercises that are great, that if someone's lacking in a bit of confidence, they might need their carers to support with, is just generally walking, marching on the spot, and also going up and down the stairs if you have them. The more you move, the stronger your muscles will remain, which is really important as that's where we get our energy from when we're unwell.
And how can physiotherapy help someone regain confidence after they have fallen?
So a lot of people associate physiotherapy with sore backs or knees or for a massage, but physiotherapists have a wealth of knowledge that can help keep you safe and regain your confidence. We've got experience working with people that have fallen, so we can help adapt your environment whilst you build your strength back up. We can assess your strength and balance and create personalised exercise programs. And sometimes just a short period of physiotherapy can help you find ways to complete your daily routine safely, which then gives you the confidence to progress to more challenging exercises. I find that I like to do some exercises and find some tasks that are a little bit tricky but easy to progress with, which is why I often give the standing on one leg exercise, as it just gives you that boost in confidence that actually you can improve things, and that then gives you the motivation to do the more challenging things such as the stairs or walking outdoors.
If you could give just one piece of advice to someone that's worried about a loved one falling, what would it be?
Well, other than the obvious from a physiotherapist to remain active for as long as possible, I would say take advantage of technology. There are lots of falls detectors out there, or if you don't want to pay for it, something like a lifeline, there are watches you can buy to detect falls. There's often a solution to most problems these days. Some of them can be fairly inexpensive, such as kettle tippers or chair raisers. But if you think you need more expensive items, then I would get in touch with your local occupational therapist, as they usually have a solution. In Hampshire, our first port of call is the adult social care OTs, and they can find wonderful pieces of technology to help detect falls.
Why is early intervention so important when it comes to falls?
So if you or a loved one have started having near misses or stumbles, I'd say now's the time to take action. Falls cost the NHS billions, but any therapist will tell you that's not why we care. The impact of a fall can have on someone and their family is massive. There's hip fractures, head injuries, or even the fear of falling can be so profound that they stop walking. So the sooner a falls assessment can be completed, the more chance there is of preventing the life-changing events, and the right tools can be given to prevent any further falls. But alongside physiotherapy, there are a few other things that you can do to help reduce risk of falls. Having a medication review, as the more tablets you take, the higher your risk of falls. Yearly eye tests, things like variofocals can increase your risk of falls. Having a hearing test, as your ears and your vestibular system play a big role in your balance. Also, checking your blood pressure. If your blood pressure drops when you stand up, this can cause dizziness and can increase your risk of falls. But there's two things that everybody at any age can do from today to help, and that is to move more. So even if that's sitting down and marching your legs up and down in your chair. And the other thing you can do is to stay well hydrated.